Well guys, believe it or not, the FNAF movie is finally on its way here. And that got me to thinking, you know, with the rise of video game movies actually being good, and the fact that Blumhouse might be wanting to dabble in a couple more horror games, please don't quote me on that, it all makes me wonder what other horror games would make for good movies. Specifically mascot horror, because I don't really know. I just like mascot horror. But yeah, that's why in this video I will be ranking my top 5 best mascot horror games that would make good movies. Games that already have a movie made about them or are going to have a movie about them can't be included on this list. So I'm sorry guys, no FNAF, Slenderman, or Poppy Playtime. And without further ado, let's begin. Before you ask, no, your eyes are not deceiving you. Number 5 on this list is Garden of Banban.
What? What the fuck?
Now before you go down into the comments talking about how bad of a list this is, just hear me out. Imagine what sort of fucked up drug trip a Garden of Banban live action movie would be. Imagine those veiny, colorful blobs of just shit on the big screen chasing some humans. The story itself could genuinely be really good as long as the movie doesn't take itself too seriously. Just like the games, the movie could center around a mother whose kids are trapped in the kindergarten, with her main goal being to save them and get them home safely. Except here's where I throw my unique spin on the hypothetical Garden of Banban movie. The kindergarten, along with all the mascots that come with it, originally built and funded by 2 idiot brothers with way too much money on their hands, are now abandoned. In fact, nobody has even stepped foot in that place for a good couple years. But one day, the protagonist's son, who's probably around elementary school age, was dared by a girl he likes named Claire to break into the kindergarten and explore the now abandoned piece of history. Upon the mother's arrival, she will be greeted with Opila Bird, and will use these next couple scenes and these interactions between Opila Bird and the mother to show the viewer what to expect for these mascots going forward with the movie. In terms of substance for this movie, I would like a couple of the scenes from the games to be incorporated into this live action adaptation. For example, the Bambalina class time from Garden of Banban 2. I feel like that would be hilarious as live action. I would also like for Banban and the mother to team up a couple times in the movie and give the mother the option of whether or not she can really trust Banban to help her find her kids. I would also like for her to eventually find and maybe even keep the baby Opila Bird from the end of Garden of Banban 3 as a little sidekick for the movie. And as for the ending, I feel like the mother should escape with both his son and the little baby Opila. But as for Claire, I really think they should kill her off. I know she's just a little girl, she's like a little kid, but still, I want to see some death and I want to see some blood in this movie. Come on, Garden of Banban, give me at least one scene of Banban ripping open and eating a little kid's pancreas. I need that rated R rating, boy. And number 4 on this list goes out to Slenderrina. I know they already released a Slenderman movie, but specifically the Slenderrina games I'm talking about not only were made by a different developer from the creator of Slenderman, but also has zero connection to that old Slenderman movie that was made a couple years ago. The creator of the Slenderrina games I'll be talking about in this video is known as DV Looper, and you may recognize the name as the creator of Granny. DV Looper has spent years of his life making many mascot horror games for the phone. And the thing that intrigues me the most about his games in particular is about how connected they are. That's right, his games have lore. The lore behind the Slenderrina and Granny games focus around one family in particular, and it's one of my personal favorite families in the history of mascot horror. No, it's not the Afton family, and no, it's not the Peterson family either, all you Hello Neighbor fans out there, all like 2 of you. No, I'm talking about the Slender family, as I like to call them. I don't think they have an official last name, but I just kind of started calling them that. Anyways, here's their family tree. Of course, Slenderman is Slenderrina's dad, and Granny is Slenderman's mother-in-law. The premise of Slenderman's family being a bunch of supernatural zombie or ghost-like monsters or ghouls just really excites me and really makes me think that I could turn this into a cinematic universe. with making Slenderrina as the main focus. My personal rough draft on how all this could go would be to first off start off with a Slender Man movie, establish his presence in this universe, have the protagonists encounter and defeat him, and then boom, movie over. Now moving on to a Slenderrina movie, where the same protagonists plus a couple new faces have to stop Slenderrina before she completes some ritual that will bring Slender Man back from the dead. While that's happening, these protagonists will also have to travel to multiple places that we see in the DV Looper video games to uncover secrets from her past and to find out how to defeat her as well. Once that second movie is over, now we're moving on to Granny, where just like the video games, a character will get stuck in Granny's house and has to escape. However, the ending of the movie will feature him escaping Granny's house only to be running away in the woods to suddenly realize that he is surrounded by the Slender family, setting up a fourth and final movie where all of the Slender family teams up and wreaks havoc across the town. But yeah, sorry, got a little carried away there. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. In these past two numbers, I had to do a bit of convincing to persuade y'all that those horror games would make good movies. But with this one, with Bindi and the Dark Revival, I think we can all agree that the Ink world and the world of the Ink Machine would be so beautiful on the big screen. Imagine the Ink creatures, imagine Twisted Alice, imagine even Boris, just literally anybody from the Ink Machine in a live action setting. As for a story, well, unlike those other two options, I've yet to really come up with a premise for a Bindi movie, but there's already so much to work with, we could honestly just use the story that's in the games. I feel like at the very least for a live action Bindi and the Ink Machine movie, we will need a climax involving the Ink Demon, a couple scenes with Alice the Angel either putting us on some sort of torture device or trying to shoot us down with a Tommy gun. Of course we should eventually get captured by Sammy Lawrence at one point or another. I mean, come on, Sammy Lawrence is too good of a character to leave out of the literal Bindi movie. And of course, the one thing we all want to see, in fact, the one thing we only care about seeing the most, a tape made by Wally Franks.
I'm out of here.
Truly the best part in every Bindi game. But in all seriousness, the creators of Bindi could make a movie taking place right after the events of the Dark Revival if they wanted to. I mean, the ending to Dark Revival did tease that ink creatures are now coming to the real world and that the evil Gent Corporation is still out there somewhere. And although it would make sense for these little clues and teases to lead up to an actual third and final game to end off the trilogy, it could also very well be for an upcoming movie, although I highly doubt it. But yeah, pretty much all I wanted to say with Bindi. Also, little fun fact about me, Bindi is my personal favorite mascot horror franchise besides FNAF. And with that said, I'm outta here. I think we can all agree that in terms of popularity, Hello Neighbor fell off. Back around 2016, Hello Neighbor was up there playing fisticuffs with Freddy Fazbear himself. But now it seems like tinyBuild is milking that cow dry. While tinyBuild's too busy playing with themselves, thinking about the next 20 Hello Neighbor spin-off games they'll make, it seems like their old rival FNAF is finally making it to the big screen. But in all seriousness, with how much tinyBuild does like to milk the Hello Neighbor franchise, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to make a movie right away. I feel like a Hello Neighbor movie would be one of the easier mascot horror games to make, considering that all the characters are actually human. In fact, I've seen a couple of stereotypical horror movies recently that might make good Hello Neighbor horror movies. I mean, all you gotta do is have a stereotypical horror movie teenage virgin protagonist move into a brand new house where his neighbor, who suspiciously looks like Jack Black, is acting quite suspicious and could be hiding something evil in his basement. Oh shit, now I'm just talking about Goosebumps. Anyways, the thing is, it's gonna be pretty easy to make a pretty solid Hello Neighbor horror movie. And maybe we can finally have the Hello Neighbor lore make some sort of sense. Unfortunately, no matter what the Hello Neighbor movie does, there's just no way it can be as good as the Random Encounters Hello Neighbor musical. Well, with that said, it looks like there's only one more mascot horror game to go. If you've been enjoying this list so far, then make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It just would really help me out a lot. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the final one on this list. And number one on this list is actually one of the newer entries in the mascot horror genre, being Amanda the Adventurer. I actually recently just got done playing Amanda the Adventurer on my channel. I recommend going to check out my videos if you haven't already. But anyways, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that Amanda the Adventurer's lore is pretty much perfect for a movie. The way I see it, an Amanda the Adventurer movie would tell two different stories. The first story would be about Riley, looking into the old Amanda tapes, trying to find out any clues upon her little brother's disappearance. Meanwhile, the other story is going to take place way farther into the past and will focus on Sam Colton's story. The story of Sam adopting his daughter and having the two of them bond by filming the live-action Amanda the Adventurer together. Seeing the relationship between Sam and his daughter will be so heartwarming, but not everything will be all fine and dandy, because soon enough, the Hamlin Company will step in, see the success of their live-action Amanda the Adventurer, and try to capitalize off of it as much as possible, in the process dabbling with some sort of supernatural, almost horror-ish element, causing both the disappearance of Sam and his daughter, now stuck in the Amanda tapes forever. It would be such a sad and tragic tale with a genuinely good moral behind it. But that ain't the end of the story for my man Sam. Eventually in the movie, these two separate stories will come together when Riley's quote-unquote detective work lead her to discovering Sam Colton with the red hat and red jacket and mask in hiding. I know we're not sure in the lore yet if this is actually Sam Colton or not, but I feel like it would make sense story-wise if it was. But anyways, Riley and Sam end up teaming up so they can finally uncover the truth of Riley's disappearing brother, and they can do some sort of ritual type deal to free Sam's daughter from being trapped in those tapes once and for all. Kinda like I said earlier, I feel like if this story is done right, then it can really make for a good kind of tragedy slash horror type movie where, yes, we do follow Sam and the tragedy that he had along the way and the kind of painful realizations he had whenever he decided to sign the Amanda the Adventurer show off to Hamlin, but we'll also have Riley's perspective that will definitely serve for more of a fish out of water type purpose, if you will, where she's essentially uncovering this whole mystery as we are as well as the audience is. Am I doing a good job at explaining this? I don't know. To be honest, the only real thing you gotta take in from all this blabbering that I'm talking about is that Amanda the Adventurer would make for a badass movie. And yeah, I guess that concludes the list. Is there any other mascot horror games that you guys think would make good movies that I didn't put on this list? Make sure to let me know down in the comments, and I would love to read y'all's thoughts and maybe even y'all's movie ideas if y'all have any. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I will see y'all in the next video. Goodbye. Oh shit. I actually didn't. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, that's actually, what the fuck? I was not expecting